Hello everyone, how are we? For the observant amongst you, you will notice I have a different pair of glasses on. Reason being, I've lost my other ones, and these ones cost me £1.50 in Poundland. Much cheaper than the £200 pair that I've currently lost. You're not here to hear about that, are you? You're here because we are sublimating a brand new product today. Exciting times. Hopefully. So what is the product, pray tell? Well, let me open this box and I will show you. So yes, I've been contemplating doing this new product because Christmas is coming, and obviously on the market it would be nice, well, on the market stall, it would be quite nice to have a few extra items that could make quite nice Christmas presents. That's what I'm thinking anyway. And I thought this one might be quite nice. So we have got in here these, and I will show you what these are. Let's have a look. Open the box and very carefully take this out. Hope they're not cracked or damaged in any way because they are glass. Anybody know? Anybody got a clue what it is? I shall tell you. It's going to be a clock. I thought it might be quite nice to put some of my images onto clocks. And I haven't done this before. Well, that's a bit of a lie. I have. I used to make rectangle ones. But that was a long time ago now. I haven't done any this size. The rectangle ones were very nice, but they cracked. So we'll see whether the case is true of these and whether they hold their own under the heat press. But I thought it'd be quite nice for us to do it together from start to finish because it's a brand new product. Haven't done it yet, haven't got any templates made up. And yeah, it might make quite a nice little video for those of you that might be interested in doing something very similar. Firstly, they are 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. So I know what template I need to set my design to. So we're gonna have to set that up on the computer first. And once we've done all that, we can print them and give them a go and then put them together and see what they look like. Just got to decide what images to put on. I'll have to have a think while I'm setting the computer up. But yes, that is the plan for today. So if you're at all interested in seeing how to sublimate a clock, then stay tuned. If not, happy days and see you in the next one perhaps. Right, I've got to move this out of the way. It is quite heavy, I will say that. 30th of September already. 30 days has September, April, oh, October tomorrow. Ooh, I wonder if we could put the tiger image onto it. Well, like, you know, I did the tiger image for the t-shirt hoodie thing. Look, what do we think? Would that work well on the clock? That has got potential. It's either the head or the full thing. Anyway, before we do that, we've got to set this template up. So stop finding distractions. Let's get to it. We need to set this up as a custom. So I'm going to put it in centimeters. And it's 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. So I'm going to make it 21 by 21. Just to give a little bit of extra room. Color needs to be RGB. We don't want any margins. Create. So we have our template. Now I've just got to open up the picture and set it to this with a bit of drag in and change in and whatever, and hopefully it will all be good. If I get the tiger image there, and then if I copy that and put it onto here, and then if we resize, we could print that one and the other one and see what we think is the best thing, I think. Then I can copy this onto it. And then do another one the same. So I can copy the other one onto it, wherever that is. There, copy flattened, put it on here. I've just made the two templates, sized the image and put them onto A4 pages. But when you normally when you sublimate, you have to reverse the image. So if I'm printing on coasters or placemats or mugs, etc., I have to reverse the image before I print it for the image to then print it the right way round. But for the clocks, because the image is just going to come straight up through the bottom, I have to keep it the right way round. And that's worth remembering, saves wasting a clock. So all I'm going to do now is export these two images, and then I can print them. So we'll call it Tiger Clock 1, and then we'll do the other one as Tiger Clock 2, Tiger Clock 2, and then we can print them off and see. We'll put the clock on top and just see what the image looks like from underneath and where the hands need to go, etc. So we'll print that one, and we will print this one and wait patiently for the prints to come out the machine. And for those that asked, I do obviously have a completely different printer for my sublimation, ET7750 for the sublimation, just to stop any confusion if there was any out there. Here's the two images. We've got this one and we've got this one. So he does look so cool, does he not? I'm going to put the clock template over the top of it, not the clock template, the actual clock over the top of it, and see which one is going to work better. And I'll show you that from above and you can see what I'm talking about. Right, so just got to get this positioned correctly like this, and then we can put the tape on so we can hold this clock in place, because we don't want it to move at all. Put it there, another bit over here, and wrap that around back. So that's that one. Do the same with the other one, and then we can print them, see what they look like. Here's the other one. That's both of the clocks with the prints attached. I've got to turn the heat press on, and then I've got to look up the settings. The clock needs to be printed for 180 seconds at 190 to 195 degrees C on medium pressure. So I've set that up. It's difficult on this machine to know what medium pressure is because there isn't actually a setting. There's just a dial right on the top of the machine that I twist, which either pushes this further down or lifts it a bit. So it's going to be a little bit of trial and error. Obviously it's glass and I don't want it to crack, so I'm just going to have to, if it clamps shut, okay, but without too much pressure, then that should be fine, I think. And the other thing is the glass is obviously going to get incredibly hot to the touch, so gloves are a must. They are anyway, but certainly when it comes to working with the glass. We're just going to let that heat up, and then when it starts beeping, we will be able to print our clocks and see how they come out. The problem is, I like both of them, so I don't know which one's going to look the best. Obviously, I haven't had to worry too much about all the colourings. If I just literally scanned this image in for the first time, having scanned it from my original painting, guaranteed the colours when I printed it wouldn't have been exactly as the original painting, so I'd have had to edit them a little bit to get them to how I painted it in the first place. But because I already used this image on mugs and coasters and prints and everything else, the colours should just come out exactly the same. So that's one step we haven't had to do. So it's beeping. We're going to put one of the clocks on. I am only going to do them one at a time. I do quite a few coasters at a time and 2 placemats at a time, but because this is glass, I'm going to print them one at a time just to be on the safe side. Got some white paper down. Because I haven't covered the edges here, this ink will go into this paper, and it's much better on the paper than it is on the heat press. So I've got to place it face down with the image facing up. I'll put it in the centre, and then I always put a bit of butcher paper on top of that, and then the heat-proof mat. And then I'll pull this down and hopefully it's not too tight. We'll see. That feels a bit tight, so I'm going to adjust this here. And it clips into place like so. So it's on for 180 seconds, so we just have to wait patiently now and see what the result is once it's finished doing its thing. You get about 3 seconds warning, I think it is, and this pops up. So again, because this is glass, sometimes the product gets stuck to the heat-proof sheet that I've put on, and the whole thing sticks together and then drops. So I need to make sure I'm holding on to this when it opens up to prevent the glass doing that, because I think that would be a bit of a disaster, darling. I've got about 10 seconds left, so it should start beeping at me in a moment. I'm just going to hold on to this, push it down, see how it pops up, and make sure this is all... There we go. And then we'll remove this. This is all very hot, so I'll just remove that a minute. So I'll just slide it off onto my glove really carefully and pop it down on the glass mat a minute to cool down for a second. And we'll pop the other one in and do exactly the same thing. So lay that flat on there. Put the butcher paper over the top, then the heatproof mat, and then clamp it shut. Turn this over and have a look, see what it's like. Oh, and as you can see, we've got a crack right along there, look, which is unfortunate. I'd imagine the pressure was a bit too tight, but what do we think of the image? We could still use this as a test. What a shame it's cracked. It hasn't cracked all the way through. Well, it's just a hairline crack across there, look, but it has definitely got a crack in it, so we must be careful. Let's just pop that down there a minute. So that's a bit disappointing. Didn't feel too tight, but it must have been a fraction too tight, I think. The prints come out really well. It looks lovely. When it's cooled down, I'll put the clock mechanism into it anyway, and then we can see which one we prefer the look of. Yeah, a little bit sad about that, I must admit. But alas, these things do happen whenever you're testing something for the first time. You do get errors. It'd be nice to know, see if this one's cracked as well, which I'm assuming it will do. There's the other one, and it hasn't got, it's got an ever so slight little mark. Yeah, it's got a slight crack going across there by the looks of things. Right there. So again, pressure's obviously a bit too tight. But that is the second image there. Which do we prefer? Here's one, first clock with the crack. It's cooling down a bit now, and this one actually hasn't got a crack, it was just a mark, so that's quite good. Which of the two do we like best? It's very hard to tell or to make a decision. I think I quite like the head, but I don't know. So let's put the clock mechanisms on, and then that might help make... So the actual mechanisms for this are in this box, and we've got the battery part, and that's the stand. That's the little piece that attaches to hold the stand in place. And the hands, I'm assuming, should be in here. Got the hour hand, got a second hand, there's a minute hand, and there's a minute hand. So there's two sets of each. Right, and then we can put one of these clocks together. One's cooled down, one's still cooling. Be careful, because when I tighten this up in a minute, that could crack, but we will see how it goes. So first things first, hang on, I need something else. I also need one of these to hold it all in place. It's a bit frustrating because literally all the bits, it's just a big box of bits there, as you can see. A bit annoying. Same as, it'd be nice if it was all in little packages for sure. That bit goes on the back there. This secures that in place, so if I wind the back on like that and hold that in place. Right, there's two little grooves there, which ideally, I suppose a screwdriver or something, so you can hold that in place while you then tighten the back up. That's that done, and then put the hands on, so it'll be our hand first, and you just sort of push. Now the thing is, this is not strong metal, that's quite bendy, it's probably like a tin. Don't want to put any pressure on there, just this piece here. I've just got to push that there like that, so that's on. Then it would be the minute hand, same thing, just push that into place. Might have to put it down a minute. And then the second hand will pop onto there next and pop on that hole there. Apologies for my neighbour's car. Like so. Right, so that turns, and that turns. And then this stand, that goes there. No, that will go on the back there. And then this, it's got like a little thread on it, so that will screw in. So, I have to put this down again. That goes like that. A bit awkward. And then that goes on the top and just screws. And that will act as a stand, so the whole thing stands up. So this is right slap bang in the middle of the nose there, which looks fine, I think. And this all turns around, like so. And there we are. I mean, obviously when that's the time there, both his eyes are covered up. But it's not going to last forever, is it? Because it will soon move past. So what do we think? That is option 1. So now I just do the same thing with option 2. Let's just pop that there. Right, done that finally. So let's put the hour hand on, and then let's put this one on. Then the second hand pops on there, push that in, and then just the stand to go. Pop that in there, and screw that in. And there we have it, clock number 2. So again, that goes around, it's in the centre of his nose again. But we're still going to have the same problem when it comes to this. Eyes are covered up. But what do we think? The head? Or the head and body? So there we are. It's a bit of reflections from the window, unfortunately, but that is the 2 clocks side by side. Which do you prefer? Option 1? Option 2. So there we have it. We have sublimated both the clocks, and this one's got the crack, so we know we have to adjust the pressure. This one didn't have a crack, so explain that please. But what do we prefer? I just don't know. Can't decide. I think they do make nice clocks though. But yes, so that is how I sublimate these clocks. I don't know if there's other ways of doing it, or even if that's the right way. I use the butcher paper. I read about butcher paper on top of the products quite a while ago now, so that's what I do. I don't know why it makes a difference. It certainly makes a difference on the placemats, I will say that. But I just use it on everything now. But that's how I go about sublimating, and that's what I've done with these clocks. So yes, hope that helps if it's something you are thinking of doing. But if that's not why you tuned in, then hopefully you enjoyed just seeing a bit of the process of me making a new product for the market table. And yeah, we'll just have to make a decision on which of these two clocks I prefer, which one I think will sell better, and take it to market and see how it does. Thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, take care. Okay, over and out. Bye.